Welcome to I May Be Wrong.
I don't know what this world is coming to,
but I don't think so. We're broadcasting from the greater Nashville area, the home of country music, beyond the borders of political correctness and identity politics. Facts and faith are our demarcations. Truth lights our path.
Here's the Barry White of Podcast Radio,
the Venerable Alfonso Ashworth.
Well, welcome to another exciting episode of I May Be Wrong, but I Don't Think So. Welcome to the program. Of course, we're chiming in today on a topic that is very important, free speech, the intolerable intolerance. Of course, say that 3 times really fast. I see that some have already chiming in to our program. We welcome you. We want you to be a part of the show. We want you to be interactive on the program. So what you can do is make sure that you post your comments. If you have a question, you want to make a comment, you can do so in the Facebook Live feed. You can also go to YouTube. We do this on YouTube Live as well. And if you would like to visit my website, go to imaybewrongbutidon'tthinkso.com, and that will get you on the website. You can help us there. You can support us. You can subscribe to our channel. You can listen to our podcast. You can leave comments, and of course, you can chat with us through the website as well. So it's I may be wrong, but I don't think so.com. There's a lot, man, that's going on. You know, I'm going to use, come on, man. You know, of course, that's Uncle Joe's phrase, come on, man. He says that a lot. I don't know. I don't want to criticize Uncle Joe too bad today. You know, he's taken a whipping enough with the RNC's convention. It's like you go back and look at the DNC's convention, the Democratic National Convention versus the Republican National Convention, and it's like watching a kids program versus a very sophisticated, very upscale movie production that the RNC has put on. It is wonderful. You almost, when you watch the RNC's convention, you don't even really notice that they're not talking to a really live audience or a big. You get a feeling that the audience is actually there. That's my sense. And I know a little bit about this. So that's my sense, is that when the RNC or the Republicans have their convention, and the first 2 nights have been fantastic. You've heard great speakers from all across the spectrum. The diversity is there. You know, the Attorney General from Kentucky, he's an up-and-coming star. You got, of course, all the pieces have been put in place for Donald Trump, President Trump's speech on Thursday night. Last night, First Lady Melania spoke. Of course, you had Sandman, Nick Sandman, who had a chance to say something back to the media. You had abortion, a pro-life, center stage, a former abortion assistant, nurse, or whatever you want to call them, describing to you what happens in these murder facilities. The Republicans had never went that way. They always stayed out on the fringe of the pro-life movement. They never would speak at the March for Life. Well, guess what? President Trump made a speech before the March for Life organization. No other Republican president would dare do it. They were too afraid. This is why they have to come out against President Trump. You know, free speech, the intolerable intolerance. Of course, if you got something you want to add, you got something to say, please do so. I see that see Claudia Richardson is in the chat. If you want something you want to add to the program, if there's others that want to comment, I'm looking at the page right now. This is something that we all should be concerned about. Is our speech under attack? Whether it's your religious speech, whether it's your personal beliefs, whether it's your opinion, or whether you just want to have an opportunity to voice your concern about an issue. You live in the greatest country in the world. You have been given the greatest gift that a human on this planet can have in terms of your rights, your God-given rights that are under attack by not just the media, but also they're under attack by these radicals, these so-called protesters, these thugs, these anarchists, Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and all other sorts of individuals who are out here attacking your ability. And you know what? They're winning. They're winning. I have so many of my friends and so many people I know that are afraid to speak up and say anything about this. They're afraid they may lose their job. They may be canceled. They may be part of this cancel culture. They're afraid to even comment. They're afraid to post even a comment about these matters. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. Your right to speak matters. Let's look at a quick video, and then I'll describe more about my thoughts on what free speech is and the intolerable intolerance. They are no longer giving you any room. Your children cannot even speak out at school. They have to obey. They have to agree with the status quo. They have to agree with Black Lives Matter. They have no choice. They're being forced to take curriculum that is contrary to their moral beliefs and what they were taught. And they're being forced to adhere to these Black Lives Matter policies. They're being forced to kneel at the altar of the political overseers. They're being forced to be silent when their voices should be heard as much as anyone's. Children are under attack in many ways, not just with bullets. I hate to say it. In some cases, the attack with the bullets are what they are, but the attack with the free speech rights is just as bad when you're talking about what it's going to do to these young people in their future. It's not just affecting people in Chicago. It's affecting people everywhere in this country. And if you didn't hear the message from the immigrants at the Republican National Convention is just astounding. I've got a video clip. I'm going to play some video clips, and then we'll come back and talk more about this. This is very graphic, so, turn away if you can't stomach it. These are people harassing homeowners. Folks, this is happening nightly. Nightly. Look at this. This just happened 2 nights ago after this other person was shot. This is it's insane. This is a business. This is a car lot. This is someone's livelihood. And the church in the background, the building in the background is a church. They burned that building down. This is going on nightly. This is every night in some of our cities across America. Animals. Now this is what there's results. This is what happened to one of these people that went last night to try to do the same thing, and somebody shot this man that was a so-called protester. He was shot when they went to try to destroy this person's car lot. I don't know if the owner of the business did the shooting or whatnot, but this person was shot in the head. And he's laying over here now, and they're going to try to save him. And ironically, if you'll listen very closely, some of these people are actually saying, call the police.
Get away on it! Get away! Get away!
Put pressure on it! Put pressure on it!
Where, dude? Where? Where's the hole?
Wait, where are you here? Where? Right here in his head, in his head! Come on! Put pressure, put pressure, put pressure!
Call the police.
Hey, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes open.
You shot him?
I didn't know.
Hey, you're okay, you're okay.
Let me talk to him.
You're okay.
Two people died.
You gotta keep him alive. Hey, bro.
Last
Just
night.
talk to me, bro. What's up?
Several wounded. Two
And I
people
can never
died,
forget
several wounded. I'm
all
going to get back to
those
this
who grew up
video
around
later.
me.
This is the one that I heard the other night about the immigrant. Rocky Gann says 2 killed in riots in Wisconsin last night. 2 people were killed, and several wounded. Matter of fact, one was wounded. He was able to walk to the emergency room himself. He got shot in the arm. Now I don't know who did the shooting. Have no idea. I have no idea who did the shooting. But I tell you this, the American people are sick and tired of being told they have to stay in, they have to close their businesses, they have to wear a mask. If they don't wear a mask, they're told that they're not helping their neighbors. But we watch every night, you see videos like where I just showed you. Riots, burning, looting. This man that was shot the other day by the police, he's a sexual predator. They had an arrest for him. The arrest warrant was out for his arrest. But now the media says that the police shot an unarmed man. He wasn't unarmed. He wrestled with the police. He had a knife. He would not obey their orders. And the police cannot allow you to go back to an automobile and you reach in that automobile for God knows what. Who knows what would have happened if he had got hold of a firearm? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And I'm sick of it. And this is where we've come to. And now you're no longer, most of us are afraid. I'm not. Many are afraid to even speak up or speak out against some of this. You can tell my passion here. Of course, we are a state, we are a place in this country where there's a tale of 2 countries. There's a tale of 2 countries. It's the one that the Democrats have painted, that they painted for you last week, that just says hate Donald Trump, vote for us, hate Donald Trump, vote for us, don't like Donald Trump, Donald Trump's bad, we good. That was their message. Michelle Obama, God bless her. You know what? I'm not going to criticize Michelle Obama. But they did nothing but come out and preach hate and division, and then accuse Donald Trump of preaching and teaching hate and division. But if you see the difference, the tale of the 2 countries, the one that the Democrats have painted and the one that the Republicans are painted, and you have to ask yourself, which version, which place would you like for your children to grow up in? Would you like for them to grow up in a place where that type of violence is nightly, everywhere? It's spreading. It's like a disease. It's like cancer. It's out of control. It is spreading across this country. Carl Ellis Mitchell III said, God help her. God help her. He's right. The disease is spreading across America, city after city. No one knows exactly what happened in this last police shooting, but I will tell you this. This person that was shot had an arrest warrant. He was a sexual predator. He'd already been arrested for a violence. These people are not just walking around looking for people to shoot. But let me get back. End time stuff. Carl Edis Mitchell III says, yes, end time. But we have talked about this before as Christians, about our voices, about our responsibilities. When preachers now are afraid to preach against abortion, but they don't just remain silent on the issue. Now they preach, they're for it. You have men and women of the so-called church who are now preaching that abortion is supported under Christianity. I just read an article just recently where a pastor of a mega church is saying that it's okay because abortion is supported under Christianity. Now keep in mind, he didn't quote not one scripture to support that position. This is what we're up against, where good is evil and evil is good. It's okay to rob, steal, kill people as long as they don't agree with your narrative. It's okay with the media. It's okay with the politicians, especially those on the left. They don't see it as crime. They see it as peaceful protesting. They see it as justifiable because of the sins of a country 400 years ago. They see it completely justifiable that it's okay to burn down someone's livelihood, that it's okay to silence them, it's okay to punish them, it's okay to hit them or beat them or threaten them. The left, they laugh about it. They tell you to go into the restaurants, harass the people, yell at them, scream at them, get in their faces. Saw a video recently where someone went in a restaurant in Chicago and just screamed at the patrons. Some got up and left. One guy tried to defend himself and say, and fight back. Where is this going to all end? Of course, as Carl Edis Mitchell III just posted, says Isaiah 5:20, woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Listen to what they're telling you. Are you that naive that you will ignore what they're saying to you? They're telling you that if you're a Christian, you have no place in their America. Don't you see it? That if you're a believer in the gospel, you have no voice on the square or in the schools, the universities. And if you're a business, as long as you pay what they tell you to pay and keep your mouth shut, NFL, NBA, then you'll be fine, because we'll make sure that you get the best seat at our table. The NFL now is, J. Rocky Gann says, was blown away by my son's college English class syllabus. Yeah, I read that. I mean, people, please read the material that you're giving your children, even in college. Make sure you're reading what they're teaching. Nefertiti Jones says, hello there. She's one that comes on my Facebook page. I really enjoyed her comments, tongue in cheek. Carl has mentioned any preacher, little p, that promotes chaos is a minister of Satan. Exactly. And this is, where are the preachers in the community? Where are the pastors? Where are the laymen? Where are the bishops? Where are the deacons? Where are the ushers? Where's the choir? Where are they? Those who go to those churches in the community with the signs that have Black Lives Matter on them, and then those churches are torched and burned. I heard one person say, "Where is your Jesus?" This is what one of the rioters was saying while they were burning down the church. Where is your Jesus? And what does the Christians do? Whimper. They go into their closets and hide. That's what they do. Of course, we got a lot of things that are happening. And of course, there's a lot of positive things that are happening as well. I really feel positive, and I really feel more confident in the prospect that Donald J. Trump will be president of the United States for 4 more years, but it's not going to come easy. Don't rest on your laurels. Don't just assume that somehow he's going to be elected again because Jesus is on our side. You have to get out there. You have to convince, you have to demonstrate what is really at risk here. The nation, your freedoms. I'm going to play you a short video from the first night of the Republican National Convention. Don Slagle tells me, says, tell it like it is, Brother Al. Yes, that's the only way that I know to say it. But this video, I can't play the entire video. I don't have time. But this person is a Cuban American, Mr. Alvarez. His father brought the family here. He was 12 years old. Now, he tells the whole story. If you want to see it, you go and look at this. If this does not bring chills, this does not make you proud to be an American, you need to find somewhere else to go. You need to find somewhere else to live. Because you don't like this country, why are you staying? If you don't like the Constitution, why are you here?
And I can never forget all those who grew up around me, who looked like me, who suffered and starved and died because they believed those empty promises. They swallowed the communist poison pill. If you have a chance, go to the Freedom Tower in Miami. Stop and listen. You can still hear the sounds of those broken promises. It is the sound of waves in the ocean carrying families clinging to pieces of wood. Families with children who can't swim, but willing to risk everything to reach this blessed land. It is the sound of tears hitting the paper of an application to become an American citizen. Most heard and liked the promises, but soon after, they experienced the reality. Look at them, listen to them, learn the truth. Those false promises: spread the wealth, free education, free health care, defund the police, trust the socialist state more than your family and your community. They don't sound radical to my ears. They sound familiar.
Wow.
And Fidel Castro was asked if he was a communist. He said he was a Roman Catholic. He knew he had to hide the truth.
Yes, exactly.
But the country I was born in is gone, totally destroyed. When I watch the news in Seattle, Chicago, Portland, and other cities, when I see the history being rewritten, when I hear the promises, I've heard echoes of the former life I never wanted to hear again. I see shadows I thought I had outrun. My parents only wanted one person to decide my fate, me.
Amen.
Not some party member, not some government official, not some bureaucrat. In America, I would decide my own future.
Exactly.
I am so grateful to America, the place where I was able to build my American dream.
Amen.
Through hard work and determination. President Trump knows that the American story was written by people just like you and I, who love our country and take risks to build a future for our families and neighbors. I may be a Cuban born, but I am 100% American.
Exactly. More American than most
This
Americans.
is the greatest country in the world. And I said this before. If I gave away everything that I have today, it would not equal 1% of what I was given when I came to this great country of ours. The gift of freedom. Right now, it is up to us to decide our fate and to choose freedom over oppression. President Trump, he's fighting the forces of anarchy and communism. And I know he will continue to do just that. And what about his opponent and the rest of the DC swamp? I have no doubt they will hand the country over to those dangerous forces. You and I will decide. And here's what I've decided. My decision is very easy. I choose President Trump because I choose America. I choose freedom. I still hear my dad. There is no other place to go. Thank you. I made a good...
Man, if that does not wake you up, then there's no hope. The comments are just amazing. I can't read them all, but Willette Hall says, a true American that loves this country. Ruby Ruffin, we hear the passion in his voice. Some appreciate America more than us born here. Chris Warmoth, much of the church is lost and living in darkness. Paul preached over and over about false teachers in the church. Woe to you. Praise Jesus. USA, USA, USA. Nefertiti says, wish you would expand your program to an hour. I wish I could afford to. Of course, you know, folks, there will be an election in November. And as Mr. Alvarez just said, we have to make a choice. You're going to have to choose. Now, you can choose to not choose. You can stay at home, but your vote, it will still be counted. You just help somebody else vote. I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. I'm asking you, what are you voting for? President Trump is just going to be president, and whoever follows will be president. You and I have to live under whatever Congress and whatever our leaders decide to do, and right now they are deciding not to lead. Why do you think people are taking up arms in the streets? It's going to get worse before it gets better. And God help those who are not prepared for it. Of course, there's a lot of things being said in the chat room. Lisa Carney says his story is that of the true American love and appreciation for life. Amen. Nefertiti says so many false prophets. That is true. All this is true. All this is happening right before our very eyes. And folks, we got a lot to do. And of course, as usual, the time has slipped up on me. It's time to end the program. I want to thank all of those who have come in on the chat room, who have looked at this on Facebook. Please share this with others. Please share this. We have to continue this despite everything, despite all the opposition, despite the fact that most people don't want me to even talk about these issues, especially from my community. They joke, they laugh, they sneer, they make faces, they make snarky comments. I don't care. Matter of fact, it just it emboldens me to do it more. But I want to thank you. I want to tell everyone out there, look, we have to protect our country. We have to protect our Constitution. We have to protect our children. We have to. You have no choice. But I want to tell you, God bless you. God bless America. God bless our children, and peace.
You've been listening to Alfonso Ashworth, the Barry White of Podcast Radio. Go forth and share his message. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. Remember, no two people can ever occupy the same place at the same time. You were uniquely and wonderfully made. Born an original. Don't die a copy. God bless. Peace.